friends, welcome back to the Sawmill. Today we're going to finish up this maple. We started this log about 2 weeks ago, and I've not been up here since then. I've had so much going on. I've not even ran this sawmill in the past 2 weeks. But this maple, if you guys remember, had a lot of spalting, had some ambrosia, and also had some curly maple as well, some figured maple right here toward the middle of it. I went ahead and flipped it over so we'd start working on this other side. Now, if you do remember from the other video, this log does have some issues. We've got a large hole down here on the far end that goes in about 20 inches. So a few of these slabs, once we get down to the mill bed, will probably be shorter slabs. I'm sure that hole will start working its way down, and we'll probably be left with 6-foot slabs on the bottom, but that's okay, because you can take a 6-foot slab and maybe even cut it down to 4 feet to get rid of the checking on both ends and get a really nice slab for a coffee table or a bench or something like that. And those are really valuable, and here's 2 reasons why. Number one, they're live edge slabs, which makes them valuable because people like them, and they're worth more money because it takes longer to saw them and dry them and process them. And number two, if you got customers that are kind of small woodworkers working out of their garage, a lot of those guys don't have trucks. So if you got 4-foot slabs or 6-foot slabs, they can probably put them in the back seat of their car or maybe the trunk. And in my experiences, when I was doing a lot of wholesale stuff about 2 years ago, actually before COVID, so about 3 years ago, I would ship all my slabs out of the kiln straight to Asheville, North Carolina to a store over there. And they would always give me feedback on what sold the best. Everything always sold, but the shorter slabs always sold first. And that's something just to keep in the back of your mind. Even though you have a slab that's maybe got some rod on one end, if you can get a decent 4-footer or 6-footer out of it, or a 3-footer if you can pull it off and keep it clamped in the log, in the sawmill, not have it fly out, those slabs do have some value, and people are seeking those out in the woodworking community. So keep that in mind. Short slabs, in my opinion, will sell faster because of those reasons. The main reason is for transportation. They can put them in the back seat of their car, I tell you. So we're doing 8/4 on these. I think 8/4. I have to check these other ones. I can't remember how thick I was sawing them. And we'll probably get maybe 4 slabs out of this, and this log will be done. Then we're going to move on to some more red cedar and saw on that until the end of the day. It's about lunchtime already. I spent all morning doing some maintenance on some of my machines, and I have plans this evening, so we've got about 4 hours of saw time here to get in before I got to do something else. And I got a lot of cedar over here, and I doubt we'll get through all of them today, but we will at least start on them. Oh, and 2 things here, friends. We'll get going. I always forget this stuff. Number one, thanks to everybody on Patreon for supporting me here at the channel. I really appreciate it. And number two, for you guys that have been asking for me to do a t-shirt with a pocket, we done those about a year ago on Farm Focus, and now they have them back in stock. There's a link down below. I'm not wearing mine today, but they are nice shirts. I have about 5 of them in my closet. So it's a short sleeve shirt, so it'll be perfect for summertime, and it does have the pocket for you guys that like a pocket on your shirt. I know I like one on mine. Hello, John. This is John Henry, guys. He don't really make it to a lot of videos a lot of the times. He's a good cat, though. He is my hunter. He kills everything, don't you, John? He's ruthless, I tell you. He's a good boy. Good cat. So go pick you up a shirt, guys. It helps support us here on the channel, and I really appreciate it. There's links down below. And a lot of you guys have asked about stickers. That's the same website. They have my stickers, my hats, my shirts, all that stuff. So go check it out when you have time. John, we're going to move out of the way, buddy, because here in a minute, this sawmill is going to be coming down through here. You got something on your head. What is that? Oh, don't move. Don't bite me either. Come here. I'll have to get Mama to look at you later. What that is. All right. We'll look at John later. You guys hang in there. Let's open up this maple and see what it looks like. Come on, John. Get off there. these slabs are width 23 inches, 25 inches right there, so that's really good. Nice wide slabs. Now, I know you guys can see this. There's a lot of washboarding on this slab. Here's the reason why. Number one, I need a new blade. It was getting kind of dull right there toward the end. And number two, when I make these wider cuts on these slabs, I tend to go slower so I can keep it nice and flat. I could have sped my feet up just a little, but you have the risk on these wide cuts with a faster speed rate with a dull blade on taking a dip. And I like to keep it as flat as I can. And this does not really mean nothing as far as the quality of this slab. After this air dries, goes through the kiln, then gets flattened, this stuff's gone forever. So my main thing is on a slab, I like to keep it flat. If I can keep it flat and still have some washboarding on here, I don't mind. You know, if there wasn't any washboarding, that would be even better, but for the reasons I've already explained, that's why I get these a lot of times on these slabs. But they're nice and flat, so I'll take that any day. All right, friends, got some cedar on the sawmill, and for those of you that like to argue with me about cedar, it's juniper as well. So I'll meet you in the middle right there. A lot of guys get mad when I call this eastern red cedar, and they say it's juniper. And I think they're right about that, to be honest with you, but everybody here calls it red cedar. So that's what I'm going to call it on this video. Eastern red cedar or juniper, whatever you want to call it. Down here we're looking at 15 inches. That's good because I want to get some 2x8s out of this log. And this is the large end though, so hold that thought for just a minute. I can measure, okay, we're at 14 inches down here. So if there's no large voids in this cedar and everything goes as planned, which it never does, we should get some 2x8s out of this. And the 8 inches is on the width. I want to get a true 8 inches, but the thickness I'm good on 1.5 inches. My dad needs some raised bed gardens or raised beds for his garden. That sounds a whole lot better. And red cedar is a good candidate for that because it's pretty rot resistant. So we should be able to get some out of this. If I start seeing a lot of voids or some just gnarly sapwood on the outside here, we'll probably do 2x6s, 1.5 inches by a true 6 inches on the width. And he can still build some raised beds out of that, but 2x8s would be better, but see what we can do. I think these are just over 8 feet long because I did cut these the other day. Yes, 8 foot 2 inches. And two more things here, guys. On the sawmill, we got a fresh blade. That's a Maine Silvertip Turbo 7. If you guys want to try those blades out, you know what to do. Give Joe a phone call. His cell phone number is down the video description, and his company also has a Facebook page now, so go follow it as well. There's a link down below to it if you want to check out some of their stuff they're offering maybe. I don't know what they're going to do on their Facebook page, but I did see where Joe started promoting that the other day. So if you are on Facebook, give them a follow and you may see some sales or some information on their blades that I don't have. We're not going to be dragging boards back today because all those maple slabs are on the drag back table. I'll probably stack those tomorrow. I would stack them today, but I want to get done by 5 o'clock. And get one more log done for the day. So that's why we're not going to be dragging any of this wood back because there's nowhere for it to land. So I'll be walking over here and taking the slabs off manually, which won't kill me. I need the exercise, and I'll throw them back here on the sawdust pile. So this should go pretty fast. Cedar is a good wood to saw up, especially on a big mill like this. It flies right through it. You're only, well, there's two things I look for in cedar. Number one, I look for voids and rot, because you will see that in cedar a whole lot, at least our cedar around here. And number two is nails. You never know about cedar. A lot of it comes from fence rows, and if it does, you'll find some barbed wire inside of it and nails a lot of the time. This came from a logger who got it from the middle of a forest because he was clear cutting and ran into some cedar, and the landowner wanted the cedar cut as well, so he cut a bunch of cedar out. So based on that, we should be okay on metal. Famous last words. We should be okay. Let's get this one done, guys, because I got to finish this up, grab a shower, go to a family function, and also grab some dinner. I've got a lot to do this evening, but we're going to finish this one up first. You guys hang in there.